Okay, the next part in the chapter 9 is the classical conditioning section and generalization. Classical conditioning is a theory that explains how we sometimes learn new responses as a result of two stimuli being presented at approximately the same time. Classical conditioning happened with Ivan Pavlov. He was conducting research about salivation when the dogs would salivate when they saw certain foods. So he really started that movement of classical conditioning. So in more general terms, classical condition proceeds as follows. First, it begins with a stimulus-response association that already exists. And then conditions occur when a neutral stimulus, one that doesn't elicit any particular response, is presented immediately before the unconditioned stimulus. Conditioning is especially likely to occur when both stimuli are presented together on several occasions and when the neutral stimulus occurs only when the unconditioned stimulus is about to follow. And then third, the neutral stimulus has become a conditioned stimulus, and the response to it has become a conditioned response. In Pavlov's dog acquires a conditioned response of salivating to a new conditioned stimulus. And if you Google Pavlov, you'll see a bunch of his research done. Like the unconditioned response, the conditioned response is an involuntary one. It occurs automatically every time the conditioned stimulus is present. So, classical conditioning can help us understand how people learn a variety of involuntary responses, especially responses associated with psychological processes, emotions, and other relatively thoughtless aspects of human functioning. So, what are we going to, now that we know that, what can we do? Well, as teachers, we should create a classroom environment in which stimuli, including our own behaviors, are likely to elicit such responses as enjoyment or relaxation. It should not be an environment of fear or anxiety. Because when students associate school with pleasant circumstances, like some positive feedback, enjoyable activities, they soon learn that school's a place they want to be. They actually want to attend. They don't want to miss the day. But when they encounter unpleasant stimuli in school, such as public humiliation or maybe constant frustration and failure, they may eventually learn to fear or dislike a particular activity, subject area, teacher, or even the school in general, and thus they don't want to be there. So we need to think about that. So as we talk about generalization, two common phenomena in classical conditioning are generalization and extinction. And I want to talk about generalization. When people learn a conditioned response to a new stimulus, they may respond in the same way to similar stimuli, and that is what generalization is. Let's say a boy who learns to feel anxious about long division problems, he may generalize that anxiety response to other kinds of math problems. Then you may have a girl who experiences humiliation in one classroom, and she may generalize her feelings of embarrassment to other classrooms as well. Thus, so we can see reasons that students should associate pleasant feelings with school subject matter. Students' reactions to a particular topic, activity, or context may generalize. That is, they may transfer to other topic, activities, or context. So make sure that you know those two different examples with the boy and the girl, because that's going to happen. I bet you if I did a survey with you all in class and asked everybody that don't like math now, and then if you had a bad experience remain standing, I bet you may be surprised at what that will turn up. Because once we have, I guess, what we would call a failure with something, we tend to never forget that we failed at that, and we usually don't like to try again. Now, how will we get past that failure? What can make that situation get better? Text me your answer. How can we overcome a failure? Let's go ahead and pinpoint it down. How can we overcome a math failure? Or can we? Text me your answer.